Hey guys, Inertia here. Today we got the Warzone mid-season 2 update, and there's actually been some sneaky weapons changes. If you looked at the patch notes, there wasn't any mention of an FFAR nerf, but actually they changed up how some of the attachments work, specifically the magazines. So before everyone was running around with the fast mag, and that was great because it wasn't giving you an ADS penalty. However, with this update, they've changed that, and now you get a massive ADS penalty if you're using the Salvo 50 round fast mag. So, unfortunately, I think the best thing to do if you're going to use the FFAR like an SMG is you got to go with a Stagnag 50 round, just so that you aren't hurting your ADS speed quite as much as you are with a Salvo 50 round fast mag. I just went on True Game Data and put together a couple setups for the FFAR, and basically before the nerf, we were getting an ADS time of 256 milliseconds, which is, pretty good, really good for an assault rifle. If you're using the Stagnag 50 round, you're going to be all the way up to 302 milliseconds. So that's why everyone's saying, the FFAR feels a little bit slower now. But we're going to see if there's any other things that we can do to mitigate this. Now, if you hop over to JGOD's video he just released today, I recommend everybody go check that out on YouTube on his channel. He actually found that the gun wraps or tapes or whatever, they actually, well, some of them at least, specifically the speed wrap and the serpent wrap, they actually improve your ADS time now. Whereas before they were all bugged and they all hurt your ADS time, they were all useless. According to JGOD, the speed tape is going to improve your ADS by 5%, and the serpent wrap is going to improve your ADS by 10%. However, you also have to note that the serpent wrap is going to mess with your sprint to fire. It's going to increase your sprint to fire time by like 11 or 12%, which is not ideal for, an SMG build. But with this info, I think we can hop into Warzone and see if we can create a good class for the FAR. Alright, so here we have the FFAR. And for the muzzle, you're still going to use the agency. That hasn't changed. So you still want the field agent, not the SFOD, because the SFOD actually reduces your movement speed by quite a lot, as we've seen. True Game Data has it at, I think, minus 6.7% movement speed, which you do not want. And it has the same recoil control as the field agent, so just go with the field agent. I'm going to go with the Stagnag 50 round, as we've discussed. And of course, the standard Raider stock. Here's where we have, our fifth attachment. The gun's a little slower because of the Stagnag rounds, and the barrels. So here's the thing, the barrels aren't really doing anything for you, especially if you use the gun as an SMG. The takedown barrel doesn't improve your speed at all. All it does is give you 25% bullet velocity. That moves your bullet velocity from 800 to 1000, but if you're using this gun as an SMG, I don't think that's a huge, you're really just not going to notice the change from 1000 to 800 bullet velocity. Now, you could go with the ultralight. It gives you like a 30 or 35% range boost, which is nice. Takes your gun from like 40 to 50 meters. But like I said, it's going to be used as an SMG. And you're only going to notice the difference on the ultralight barrel from that 40 to 50 meters. Anything else is going to be exactly the same. Anything closer than 40 meters, the ultralight literally is a waste of an attachment for you. So since these wraps actually work now, I think there's a case to be made for running them, especially just to lower down that ADS time. Now, if you go with the serpent wrap, yeah, you're going to get the 10% reduction to your ADS time, which is great, but the 11 to 12% increase in sprint to fire time is kind of like a huge drawback. You need to be running around with the FFAR, and you need to be able to shoot quickly. I think you could go for the serpent tape, depending on your playstyle maybe, whatever feels best for you. But probably I would say just take the speed tape, get that one frame, that 5%, or I guess, yeah, 5% is going to be one frame at 300 millisecond ADS. So get your one frame faster ADS and don't touch your sprint to fire. Now, basically, if we look at the FFAR before and after, before you had 1000 bullet velocity, now you have 800 bullet velocity. Before you had a quicker reload, now you have a little bit of slower reload. Before you had a 250 millisecond ADS, now you have probably like a 285 or something millisecond ADS. It's going to be basically 2 frames slower. And your sprint to fire time won't be touched. Probably this is going to be the loadout most people are going to want to run. Like I said, you could try out the serpent tape, see if you really notice that sprint to fire or not, see if you prefer having that extra frame off of your ADS. Now, if you're not running the gun like an SMG, if you're going to run the gun for, say, sniper support, you need to kind of stretch out that range and make sure your shots hit, make sure the bullet velocity is nice, things like that. I think there's a case for sure for the reinforced heavy. It increases your range and it increases your bullet velocity. It does reduce your ADS movement speed, which, you know, at range it might not be a bad thing. It might help you hit shots a little bit better, but it's gonna definitely slow the gun down in those like close quarter combat ranges. But yeah, for now I think this is probably the build that I'm going to recommend that all of you try out. It's the build that I'm going to be using. I might be switching back and forth between the speed tape and the serpent tape, see how it is. If you guys have any questions about this loadout or any other loadouts or anything else in the update, just drop a comment down below and I'll take a look. Other than that, stay tuned for my next video and more loadout tips for you guys. Take care.